Okay, so this is step 3 of the drying and curing meat. This is the 3rd step in the whole process. In this step, this is a very important step. What I need you to do is have surgeon type precision, because what you'll be doing is you'll be making surgical cuts into the meat to be able to hang the meat in the shed. The shed is right behind me, so and I'll show you how that sort of looks like in a second. So what you do is you make like a little incision in the meat itself. You have yourself just a piece of string, and you basically make a little O-ring such as that. You've got these hooks and you just hook it on, and what I'm going to be doing is just hooking it onto the roof of the shed. And essentially that's how it's going to be. So let me do this. So as you can tell, that's pretty much how it is. And that's going to stand there, and while we have a bit of a fire underneath, this is high enough that it's not going to essentially cook. And all that it's going to be doing is just getting that sort of smoky flavour. So there you go. Pretty exciting. Pretty much how it looks like. Yes. And this is where we're going to light the fire. These are the little holes where the smoke is going to be coming out from. If we lift this up, you can see a few pieces of wood underneath there that have been sort of just chugging away, probably last time that she smoked the meat, and that was probably a couple of weeks ago. If you're doing this at home, don't put too much wood. The whole point is not to cook the meat, it's really just to provide smoke, just to provide that flavour, and really just to sort of seal it around the outside, while the inside of it is going to be cured when it gets placed into essentially fresh air, so that the current of the air dries the meat itself. These are the hooks that we'll be using today. What you can do is see the sharp end of the hook, you can actually jab that straight into the meat itself, or you can do what we did and place the little thread of some sort of string that you have through the meat and then put it onto the hooks. Either way is a good way of doing it. So the wood that we use is red gum. That is predominantly for the fact that it doesn't smell. The other good wood to use is from fruit trees, in particular from a plum tree. If you've got a nice thick plum tree that you've cut down, keep the wood for using it to smoke the meat. Red gum wood is a very dense wood. It's very dense, it's very heavy as a matter of fact, and it'll last for a while. It's not going to burn very quickly. It's going to produce quite a bit of smoke, especially when the fire is choked. You can Google what choked fire means if you want. Does that not look majestic AF or what? So that's essentially what happens. I'll try and get this light. Your house will look like it's been set on fire, so if you do have neighbours that are very likely to call the fire brigade on you, make sure you tell them what's happening. Don't leave your neighbours concerned that your house is on fire. and yeah, just let them know as soon as possible. So I hope you can now tell why it's called smoked meat, because there is a hell of a lot of smoke by the looks of things. Fire! Fire! The house is on fire! Yeah, boy! Anyway, I hope that sort of explained this third step and the process that we take into preserving meat. As you can tell, there is now so much smoke behind me in this particular shed, and yeah, so that's pretty much what's going to be happening for the next couple of days. We'll hopefully come out with step 4 pretty soon, and step 4 is taking it out of here and putting it upstairs on the balcony, where it's going to cure a little bit more, but not under the smoke, but just under sort of like fresh air. Yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from this, and I hope I see you in episode 4. Until then, bye bye. I do have a pro tip for you. If you are going to go out, it's probably best not to be doing this sort of stuff. You probably want to have some dedicated clothes and probably a dedicated shower straight after it.